You know I couldn't stay quiet about this. You know I could not stay quiet about this. There is no way. There is no way that I would let this time in history pass without me actually stepping up and saying something. All right? My name is Xavier D. Johnson. I've been gone for quite the time, focused on building a business, working on some security tools. I'm almost ready to come back and actually show you what I've been working on, but oh my God, did the landscape just change? The landscape just changed. Did you hear about what happened? Did you hear about what happened? Solarwinds, one of the largest RMM tools known to man on the face of this earth, founded in 1999 in Texas, right? Has the U.S. Army, the Department of Defense, the White House as their customers, and numerous MSPs. I can't think of a single MSP that I know of personally that doesn't use a tool like SolarWinds. Used by large organizations, companies that I've been a part of, right? They got breached. Not only did they get breached, no. They were implicated in a supply chain attack. And you're probably thinking, okay, what is a supply chain attack? Well, that means as an attacker, I want to go and actually poison something that I know you trust, right? Everyone talks about zero trust, zero trust, zero trust. This isn't just authentication. This is a mindset. This is a train of thought. Okay. So with beyond zero trust and getting beyond that point, we look at our providers and we look at our tooling. And one of the most popular toolings on the planet of this earth for IT is SolarWinds. And SolarWinds was breached. And you're probably thinking, okay, what does that mean? No, you're not understanding. It was used to attack its customers. Russians got inside of their network, poisoned their product, and used it as a delivery method for their command and control backdoor. Yes, Russians hacked U.S. company SolarWinds. As you can see here, I did a small piece just kind of jumping into what we know about this government hack that SolarWinds was involved with. I'll make this a little bigger for us. So, as suspected, Russians have hacked multiple U.S. government agencies. Unfortunately, this was an update that has been pushed out to SolarWinds as booby-trapped hundreds of thousands of organizations globally, says the Associated Press. Shares of SolarWinds, which is a publicly traded company, were down 17% as of 12:05 p.m. yesterday after the news broke. Right? So by the middle of the day, they were down 17%. Wow. All right? They don't really know exactly how the code made it into the library, but it seems like there's been some build or distribution systems of SolarWinds that have been compromised, right? Microsoft actually does a nice breakdown and discusses exactly, what from their perspective what happened. I'll leave links in the description. SolarWinds also had to go ahead and file a report with the SEC, a 8K, letting them know what happened, giving them a breakdown of the events. They believe that Orion products implemented or updated during this time had the vulnerability, and they believe that it was spread. Right? The actual number of customers that use this are supposed to be lower than 18,000, but that doesn't mean much when one of your customers could be leveraging this as a tool set for hundreds of their customers. Right? We're literally talking about more than 425 of the Fortune 500, all top 10 U.S. telecoms, all 5 branches of the military, the Pentagon, State Department, NASA, NSA, Postal Service, NOAA, Department of Justice, the President of the United States. Okay? Chris Krebs, he tweeted out he has belief that the confidence that the CISA team will be able to handle this, and I agree. We'll just let the pros deal with it for now. FireEye jumped on the case. They actually went ahead and did an analysis. If you want to check this out, please do. It's pretty cool to read. They jumped down into what kind of backdoor it was. It's an HTTP backdoor. They're calling it Sunburst. So basically what happened is there's a DLL file that was actually replaced that has this backdoor in it, right? And it gets loaded into Solarwinds, and then it actually goes out and does the thing, right? Goes out and actually makes the connection and allows for the command and control to commence. Here are a number of indicators of compromise, right? So that you can actually see the IOCs inside of here for you to be able to see if you were maybe affected by this attack, right? So once the DLL reaches the machine, it remains dormant for up to 2 weeks, then comes to life, right? Execute commands, starts to do all types of stuff, right? There's a, of course, this is HTTP based command and control. And it's very unfortunate that the Russians have gotten to this level of control in our environments. It's quite dangerous. And when we look at this, I mean, we talk about telecom, we talk about consulting and tech companies, and this is intellectual property. This is private communications. This is potential, nation security, right? Basically, it looks like SolarWinds, the first 3 quarters of their revenue from this year were from the Orion product, right? 343 million, about half of their company's total revenue, right? What will happen to their bottom line? What will happen to this company? Will they go away? Will people still believe in them, right? When we dig into this attack, you're probably thinking, okay, how did they get in? What was the method of compromise? From what we know, the method of compromise was business email compromise. This was a phishing campaign. A phishing campaign. Still a phishing campaign at this point in society, right? So I just had to kind of take the time to come here and tell you, watch what you click. Don't click everything, right? Stay vigilant. Stay prepared. Also, don't trust that in the event that a certain tool in your environment is compromised, that it will not set you back, right? We have to start thinking about the risk that our suppliers pose to our environments. Supply chain risk is not new, right? But if you were very hygienic about your incident response and data disaster recovery and business continuity, then you probably will have a plan for what if X thing goes away, and do I have a backup for it, and do I have a break glass plan, right? How easy is it for me to get off of this product, right? Making plans to be able to offboard is just as important as getting onboarded. So when you go into these meetings and you're getting onboarded, you should be talking to them about what offboarding looks like. What does data retention look like? What is their security posture, right? How often are they getting penetration testing? How often are they getting phishing engagements done at their place of employment? Because at the end of the day, if you're installing this into your environment and you're trusting them, you got to make sure that you're not trusting blindly. That's what it comes down to, right? And so for my customers over at Enterprise Offensive Security, what I do is I sit down and I have a tabletop, right? And that's the tip of the iceberg, just to see how they will respond to maybe in a catastrophic event like this, right? And then we'll sit down and make a plan to come up with all of the different controls and or things that we need to create, documents that we may need to possess, train of thought that we may need to update, so that we can deal with things like, I don't know, our RMM going away. Because if the RMM tool goes away at the same time a breach happens, it becomes much harder. Or at the same time that maybe 10 out of 10 critical CVE comes out, it becomes much harder for us to deal with handling our end customer as MSPs or service providers, right? We need to have that control plane, right? And so we have this need and we feel like we need to rely on it. But what happens when it goes away? What happens when that goes away and is coupled with another event? Are you prepared? Have you thought about it? You probably haven't. You've probably been too busy just trying to be excellent, and I'm not mad at that. But I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to sit down and come up with an incident response plan, a disaster recovery plan, a business continuity plan, one that you think is sane, one that you think addresses the current problems, the problems of today, cyber war, right? Cyber war. You need to have a cyber war and espionage proof disaster recovery, business continuity, incident response plan. And it doesn't only affect government entities. This is for all companies. If you are putting assets on the internet, if you are making money on the internet, it's time to take this stuff seriously. If you need help, do not hesitate to contact me. You can call me directly, 833-4-SEC-NOW. That's 833-4-SEC-NOW. You can email me, hello@Enterprise Offensive Security. You can book time with me, enterpriseoffensivesecurity.com. Right? I can actually show you right now how easy it is, just how easy it is to actually book time with me. When you go to my website, you can go right here to opportunity and click the get started button. This will load up a page that allows you to be able to book time on my calendar. Okay? And I'd love to sit down, have a conversation with you, talk about how we can make it so that you're not only hardened against automated threats, hardened against persistent threats, but also hardened against operational threats. This is an operational threat. This is something that potentially could harm your business in the interim that has something that happened upstream. This is something that you can't control, right? But you can operationally build in these safeguards to make sure, right, that in the event that certain tools are taken away from you that you consider critical, you have some kind of path, either to recovery to re-enable these tools, or a migration path so that you can go and use a separate tool. Maybe you have a warm standby, right? But that's it today. I just want to talk to you about this incident that is affecting all of us today. All of us as attackers, defenders, purple teamers. We're extremely busy. We have customers that are worried. We're searching for IOCs. Some of us are actually involved in the remediation and the response of this, along with the fallout of finding indicators of compromise in other environments. Right. So this is a really, really large point in history for cybersecurity. It's been a very hostile year for the internet. And this is just one of many things that happened yesterday. I wanted to get in front of you just to kind of talk to you about that. And I hope all is well. Thank you very much for tuning in. And until next time, peace.